Hello and welcome to Let's Do Garage Gym Reviews, the Vulcan 3x3 flat foot rack. I will be just giving my opinion on the power rack as a whole. I've had it for a few months now. I've been using it pretty regularly. Been enjoying it pretty much. Just give my opinion on the rack itself and the attachments I have bought for it. Alright, let's get into discussing some of this. So you can see we have 3 of the plate storage attachments. They come in pairs, so 6 of the little pegs total. We have the regular stock safety bars that they come with, along with the spotter straps that I still have not taken out of the packaging. We have the regular J-hooks along with the optional Pro J-hooks you can get for a little extra money. We also have the multi-grip pull-up bar, my favorite attachment for the rack. And if you come over here, we also have the dip horn attachment. The only one we do not have is the landmine sleeve, but that's okay because over here, we just decided to get a rogue little landmine sleeve. It just slips into some bumper plates, does the job good. Now, the Vulcan power rack weighs 300 pounds with none of the weight plates on it. We got about 6 35s, another 6 45s on, 6 5, 6 2.5s, 4 25s, and another 6 10s. I'll do the math later and put it on screen. So that's how much weight is currently on this. As you can see, it's pretty sturdy for the most part. I mean, if you wanted to, you could get it wobbling. But even with no weight on it, because it weighs 300 pounds, it's going to sit pretty good. You got to try to tip this thing over. So you don't got to worry about that since it's a flat foot, it's not bolted into the ground. You can do other things on it. You can swing back and forth. Again, this isn't going to fall down. The only thing that might be a word of caution is the dip horn attachment. Now, I love this thing. It works great. However, there is a little thing of caution for it. And that is if you were going to put it, like saying, my power rack cannot fall that way because there's a wall there that's kind of stopping it from tipping over. However, if I was to put the dip attachment on here, especially if I was to put it higher up, you can see that now you really start getting some wobbling going. So, if I was put it higher up, it might even tip over. But again, it's not much of an issue. Here, let me tilt the camera a little so I can show. You can still do a lot of exercises without any issues. Do your leg raises, just do your L-sits, all that stuff. Do your dips. Probably face this way if you were doing dips. Whenever I do dips though, especially weighted dips, I do it with the dip horn attachment facing inward, so any weight makes it want to tilt that way into the wall so it will not tip over. I'm not sure how safe it would be to do weighted dips with it right here. I fear it might tip over if you go heavy enough. But aside from that, I love this dip horn attachment. It's great. But I figured I'd show that just to hopefully save at least one person from tipping over their home gym power rack. Not a fate I'd wish upon someone. Now, the plate storage pegs work quite well. However, you may notice it just attaches into the same places that your safety bar will go through. So you have to kind of strategically place them in spots that will not mess with the safety bar placement for certain exercises like squat, especially because for squatting you will be placing those safety bars much, much lower than you would for bench. So I just thought I'd point that out. The pegs work great for many things though, especially you could do a few things with them. You don't even have to just use them for plate storage. Like if you wanted to, you could slide them like right up here and have them be like, you know, little vertical pull-up bars. Or what I like to do is I like to take the plates off and spread them far apart and actually use them as like a type of human flag training ladder. So I'll just give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So like you could take the plates off both of these, put one farther down, and you know, then you got something to train human flag on if that's something you'd care about. One thing to be kind of cautious about, just for thinking about buying stuff, is that the way that this works is that it has these end plates and they go out. So if you're like thinking of getting something that could like attach right here, you just gotta like make sure that this won't get in the way. An example, you know, a very mild example being this battle rope. The wrap for it can't go all the way down because that's in the way, so it sits a little higher up. Just something to be knowledgeable about. You might also notice that the power rack, it might be missing a piece. Most people probably wouldn't even notice that from looking at the pictures on the site, but we do not have the top crossbar equipped. We originally did, but we decided to take it off to make more room between the two pull-up bars so there was room to do muscle-ups. The crossbar prevented us from having the bars spaced out enough for everything to work. I think it's lying around here somewhere. I'll go find it real quick. Okay, I was unable to find the crossbar, sadly. Not a huge deal, it's just a big piece of metal sitting around at the moment anyways. So the safety bars that these come with by default are the... Yeah, there it is. The stock safety bars that the rack come with are just kind of, you know, the cheap regular two-piece safety bar you see on a lot of squat racks. You could also pay extra to get the lifting strap safety bar attachment with it too. I don't quite know the proper terminology. I believe it's just called lifting straps. Could be wrong. But I'll put them together real quick and show what they look like on the squat bar along with both the J hooks. Just show you what it kind of looks like, how they hold up. Alright, we got the stock safety bars with the Pro J hooks attached. We have a Titan safety squat bar that's empty, has no weight on it. Just going to demonstrate squatting with these two things on the power rack just to kind of show what it's like. Because this is a two-piece safety bar and it's kind of tedious to move around, I like to mark on the rack with a Sharpie what height I have it for each exercise. I'll just write a little initial, like if it's bench press, I'll write little BP. If it's safety bar squat, I'll do SSB. Another thing, the J hooks. For certain bars that are kind of, you know, specialty bars that are a little awkwardly shaped, like the safety squat bar, it's got this curved. If you have the J hook, so this part is on the inside, the curve can make the J hook want to turn outward or inward. So it's just good to make sure that you have the J hooks facing away that the bar won't make them move around. For the safety squat bar, I got it faced like this because the curve makes it want to push inward, so it'll kind of wobble a little bit. Just a word of caution to anyone. Here, I'll demonstrate squatting with this real quick. Pretty good. You get a good view of the safety bar and the J hook. I gotta raise the safety bars though. I was secretly hoping I wouldn't have to switch it from when I did front squats a couple days ago. But I did have to adjust the safety bars. So here we go. No weight on the bar, just you know, demonstrating what it's like to use the safety, not the safety squat bar, but to use this power rack. You know, doing my safety bar squats. Got the safety bars all set up that if I wanted to, I could squat low enough just to have it touch the bar and get out of the squat. Demonstrate that now. Got in just back out of the squat. Works like a charm. There's no weight on the bar, so I'm just going to come back in. Now I'll just rack it. And voila. Works like a charm. That's with these J-hooks. That is with the Pro J-hooks attached in the regular safety bar. Now let's try the regular J-hooks and the lifting straps. If I sound like a breathing heavy, I am. I'm not used to moving around with a mask on. I don't have the lifting straps set up yet, just the regular J-hooks. Thought I'd point this out though because, you know, once again, the curvature of the safety squat bar is proving to be an issue, at least with this hook. As you can see, there's a lot of clearance. You know, the bar is not quite resting on here. And it's not short or long enough that, you know, sliding the bar one way or the other really fixes it. This would be good, though, for a fatter bar like an axle bar or I have a Swiss bar that's kind of a bit fat near the sleeves. This would be good for that. But not really good for bars that are oddly shaped, like the safety squat bar that has some curvature at the end. Just thought I'd point that out. So, I started setting those lifting straps up to use them, and I gotta say, I don't plan on using them. I hate their design. The way they work is you unscrew both of these and you take this roller out that's two pieces. You know, it's the bolt, and then it has this as an outer shell casing over it for it to revolve freely and protect the bolt. You know, you just stick it through a loop on the end like so. But the way you attach it to the rack is you take this out, and then you plug this end onto the rack wherever you're going to put it. And then, you know, you get your tools and you fucking put it all back together. And you have to do that for both ends. And you have to do that for both sides. So that's 4 times that you're unscrewing something and screwing it back together. And that's, hopefully, you put it in the right spot. And hopefully you don't ever have to move it to readjust it. It's even more tedious than the safety bars. And I don't understand why they are this design. I've used safety straps at gyms before that have had much easier, you know, just plug in, plug out type of attachment. You didn't even have to take apart like this. Or you know what? Yeah, no, there's, I thought, yeah, I was thinking in my head, you know, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe it really isn't this bad as I think it is, but it is. I mean, it truly is. Like, if you're having trouble visualizing, you'd have to take this roller off, plug this into here, do that for all 4 sides, and then you have to slip this through, you know, on all the sides, and then screw it all together. And that's just for one exercise. Then you have to do it all again anytime you have to move these. I'm so upset with myself for buying them. I haven't tried putting them together till now, but now that I have, I'm utterly disappointed in them. I can't recommend buying these safety straps. They suck, at least in my opinion. Now, as I said before, this pull-up bar is my favorite attachment. The neutral grips, it just has so many uses. I can hook up my my cheap little Amazon pulley to this. I can hook up my straps and carabiners to do grip work. I got tons of different like pull-up attachments and stuff. Just demonstrate, you know, this is a strong bar. It can hold my weight. You know, it's all good. Just, you know, monkeying around a little bit. Just demonstrating that this is a sturdy rack. This is a good pull-up bar on a good rack. But yeah, love this bar attachment even better than the straight bar. Though I will say it does stick up a bit more because of this. I can't do muscle ups on it because the ceiling's too low with this bar. I can do muscle ups on the straight bar because it doesn't curve up and out, or not up and out, but just up and straight, I should say. Just adds a little extra height, just to be aware of that. Just coming back to the plate storage pegs again. Just reminding everyone we do have 3 pairs. They hold up very well. I got 635s on this one, 645s on the other one, and there's still room for more. Could fit like 2 more plates on there, maybe 3. They will not break from weight, at least it seems, weight that they can hold. I'm not sure how they'd hold up to like trying to fit some 100-pound plates on there or something like that. Some of those heavier plates people use for exercises. But as I was saying earlier, you just want to make sure it doesn't get in the way of any of the safety bar placements. You might notice the safety bars, the holes are spaced out wider here than there. They have them closer together here for a bench press, which is pretty nice actually. The bottom ones don't come into play too much. I usually only use them whenever I'm doing front squats, or if I want the safety bar anchored down low, like I'm hanging onto it for dragon flags, just something like that. You can kind of jerry rig it with some padding and do Nordic curls too. I just got to get a proper Nordic curl thing, but you know, if you're interested in that, I can even show what that looks like too. People, you know, it's a home gym. People are probably interested in all the different uses they can get out of it. The way the pegs attach is they have this little red key. Basically, you stick it through the rack. Then you got this. Pulled it out. Let me just try and fidget with one hand. Terrible camera angle. But the way you lock it is you stick it in, and then you flip it. You flip it towards the side that is curved, and it'll have like a little. It'll kind of lock. Like if you do it the other way, it won't really do that flip. It'll be kind of flimsy. But if you do it the right way, it'll kind of snap like that. That's how you know you've done it the right way. So I'm gonna move the safety bars real quick and demonstrate that. Another thing I thought I'd include, this again, this gets in the way of this just turning proper. If you pulled it out a little and turned it, it's fine, but just a little pet peeve that comes up time to time. An actual frustration though is with two of these holes. You might notice, you got the bolts going in to put everything together. Well, actually this hole and the one below it, you can't use because it's got the goddamn bolts going through it. And it'd be really nice for some things just to be able to like put it right up here instead. But you can't. You can only use the one in between them, which is just, it's not a huge deal, but it's kind of irritating. You got this hole for the squat bar, or not the squat bar, but for the safety bars that you can't use. So just thought I'd share that real quick before I showed the dragon flags and the Nordic curl. So we got the safety bar set up just like you saw. So you could just lay down. I don't have a very good angle on it. But, bring your body up like so. Just got to make sure there's room for your legs. So, you don't want the safety bar set up on the other side. You don't want nothing in the way. Because you need a straight shot, pretty much. But, yeah. Works good for that. And you could also, I got to take off my shoes for this. It's nicer if you, I usually wrap a yoga mat around the bar. But you can get your ankles underneath. I'm not strong enough to do the Nordic curl, so I'll just show the hip hinge. This rolls, so like having like a padding around that helps too. Just kind of keep everything in place. But you see, you can do the Nordic curl on here. I'm just demonstrating the hip hinge, because again, not strong enough to do it. Yeah, it's just really helpful to have something you can anchor your feet on. Not super good camera angle, but just trying to show that you can do these things. Not trying to really show off the exercise as much. Everybody likes bench press. Main reason people get a power rack is so they got a safe place to squat and a bench. So it wouldn't be much of a review if I at least didn't show what it's like to bench in here. Just got a cheap little Titan Fitness bench, nothing special. Got the J-hook setups, safety bars. You can see I'm using the tiny little range they got for squat racks, so shorter spaced holes. no weight on the bar. You know, I'm just showing what it's like to actually bench in here. You know, if I wanted to, I could unarch my back. Bar's right on here, puff up my chest again. You know, it's just the way to do it. Make sure you got clearance that if your arms give out, you know, you're safe. You know, as you can see, if I need to, I got clearance. And I'll just re-rack. Works really good. I haven't had any issues with it. The only thing that could like potentially be an issue, and this is just squat racks in general, I'll go get it real quick. You can see the bar's a little fatter on the sleeves, like I was saying. That's why I thought that other sleeve would be better for it. But with a Swiss bar, if you were to bench, you know, you're fine still, unless you let it like go like that, or like go like that. Because like it'll protect you, but not from this. It will not protect you from the bar twisting forward or back. So just be aware of that, you know, if you're using a Swiss bar or a football bar, neutral grip bar, whatever you want to call it. Well, I think that about does it for the Vulcan 3x3 flat foot review. I've shown off all the attachments I have pretty much. I would not recommend getting the lifting straps attachment. I can't say anything about the landmine because I do not own it. It was never in stock when I tried getting it. When I ordered the rack initially, the landmine and the dip horn was out of stock. But the dip horn came back in stock a couple months later and I ordered it. The landmine just never kind of did. So I just got the one from Rogue over here, you know. And it works like a charm. I got the landmine stand too. I'll do a review on that someday probably. It's very nice. I like using it. Well, that's the end for the Let's Do Garage Gym review, the Vulcan 3x3 flat foot rack. See everybody in the next one.